Yeah, today we're looking at the difference between Easter and Passover. So there are some major differences between the two. Most consider Passover to be a Jewish holiday and Easter a Christian one. But when you really compare the two, you find there's something very different between them. So why is that man prefers to substitute human tradition over godly wisdom?
Has Rome changed the times? Absolutely. Which times has it changed? Just about everything. Which calendar are we keeping? We are keeping the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar. Who was Gregory? He was a pope. Why did Gregory change the calendar? Because he had to change the times. You see? He had to change the times. Now today is a good day to talk about this because today is the feast of Ishtar. Oh, sorry, let's rephrase that. Today is Easter. And the feast of Ishtar and Easter are two very different things. Easter, there is no such thing. You see, the Pasch was determined, the Passover was determined by the phases of the moon. And the day of the Passover was determined by the new moon. So when the new moon came, then the days were counted, and the Passover could take place on any day. It didn't have to be a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. The Passover could take place on any day, depending on the phase of the new moon. But the feast of Ishtar was on the first day of the week. So the papacy changed the calendar in order to bring it in line with the feast of Ishtar. And today they've changed the rule of the Old Testament, where you count the days, and made it apply so that Ishtar can only fall on a Sunday, whereas in the past it could fall on any day. Now that is saying that they distantiate themselves from the Passover lamb. Even worse.
The English word, and again this is Easter, the word, comes from the Anglo-Saxon Esther or Estera, a Teutonic goddess to whom sacrifice was offered in April, so the name was transferred to the Paschal feast. Now the word Paschal here refers to the Passover, not to the Easter. So we see here that Easter replaced Passover. Now we know historically and scripturally that the only day the apostles and the Messiah observed in the New Testament was the Passover. Never once do we find Easter. I know it's in the King James. Believe me, it's not in the Greek. It's not in the New Testament scriptures. It's simply missing from antiquity. So when did the church adopt the Easter celebration? Well, let's find out. I'm going to read another source here. This is from the New Unger's Bible Dictionary. Again, a very reputable source. It says the word Easter is of Saxon origin. It says Estra, the goddess of spring, in whose honor sacrifices were offered about Passover time each year. By the 8th century, Anglo-Saxons had adopted the name to designate the celebration of Christ's resurrection. So we see here when this transition occurred. It occurred in the 8th century, hundreds of years after Yahshua had come and gone. He was resurrected. Hundreds of years after this point did the church adopt Easter in its liturgy. And we see here that it adopted it from the Anglo-Saxons, from pagan worship.
The symbols of the Passover are full of meaning. Jesus himself is our Passover and sacrificed himself for us. He gave his body willingly for us. He was beaten and bruised for our transgressions. His body was broken for our sake. The symbols of Passover had to do with the washing of feet, to show Jesus' humility, that he was willing to wash his disciples' feet. This is what the Passover symbols are. Why today is the Passover symbol bunnies and eggs, and it has a straight bearing resemblance to pagan goddesses? Tell me, have we embraced pagan culture within Christianity, taking that which is ungodly and trying to make it holy. Tell me, which gold was used from the calf to make the tabernacle? Which gold was used? Or did Moses crush all the gold and scatter it because he could not use the gold from the calf to build the tabernacle? You cannot take that which is unholy and turn it into something that is holy.